We got ourselves Team 1 together with Chill Pills. They're missing one, but my man Chilled is over here with Death as well. Both as Frosty Menaces. Reverend's gonna be coming back as a human warlock this time around. Got a little bit of like a Van Cleef-esque set going on, plus the Warlock shoulders, Ink and Death. It's going to be first up, going for Shadow Strikes back to back. Big secret technique is Reverend trying to see if he can maybe potentially survive it. Is going to be going for, are you playing with a Succubus? Is that a Succubus that I saw? It is a Succubus. That was exactly what the Rogue is. It's chasing right after him, but he can't really touch him. Does the Rogue realize the Succubus is right on ya? If Reverence is careful, he may know exactly what, he actually knows exactly where the Rogue is at. It's like cheating, but he couldn't really take advantage of it whatsoever. Second as you see, immediately after that kid is shot, the Rogue no longer has a trinket, so this is a potential opportunity for Reverence to slam out some cannons. Does definitely need to get himself some crowd control. Mortal Call, potentially maybe a few off of that. Incinerates is going to be mad damage onto the Rogue, into a port, into yet another Incinerate. The Rogue goes in for a quick vanish, but does get hit with a slow from the Succubus, going back in, opener onto Reverence. Does he have himself the Succubus? You see, on that kid is shot, it is perfect, as the Rogue does end up getting himself quite a bit of recovery, blindness to Reverence, as he's trying to maybe go for a bit of a reset, gouge onto the Succubus. Does not have stuns anymore. Does he go for the tap? He can't. He's in combat with the Succubus. Oh my goodness, big secret technique by the Rogue. Reverence able to deny the damage from it quite well. It's going to be a quick interrupt miss by the Rogue. He still has a down on him, vanishes out, so maybe we'll still be caught out in the open. Does have the Succubus in a good spot, could go for the CC, prevented the Rogues go every single time. Man, the Warlocks, every time the Rogue was have a proper go, he can just deny it. Soulfire, mad damage, Incandescent with no health, does get hit with an Execute, more Shadowbirds, more Conflagrations, Incinerate is going to be able to take him down, and then it's going to be Reverence taking him out. Well done, well done. With setback, looking to maybe deny a setback for Reverence, wants to get back in there and potentially blast him out as a fiery mage. Reverence is going back up with some cooldowns too, with Dark back coming in very, does end up going in for a second CC last second, actually getting knocked over the ring, actually denying the CC into a reflect on the G-Pie. Mad damage on the setback. My man literally living up to the setback. Wait a second, does go for the ultra time, maybe goes in for an ice block. Looks like even though Reverence was able to counter a lot of his opener, setback is still able to puncture through his defenses into second CC so far to follow. Is it going to be potentially an ice block? May just want to go for it. Mad damage. It's going to be a cannonball. Does go for the interrupt into Reverence. Does not have a reflector or anything. Need to get out of there. G-Fire while moving. What is this? Oh my god. Wait, could go down either way. Succubus may take you out. Ice block may need to be necessary here. Into a conflagration, into a bit of a cauterize. Ice block to follow. Reverence has no help whatsoever. Needs a heal. No more to call for a bit. Does he have a Hellstone? This man is in trouble. This man is in trouble. Has Reflect coming back up very, very soon. Can use Reflect. May want to use it aggressively. Reflect, Mortal Coil immediately. Succubus CC. Reflect now. Oh my god. He didn't realize Setback was just going to go for that Undead Racial to break out of the Succubus charm. My goodness. G-Fire while moving. What is this? Into a Ring of Fire. Tuna is going to take a lot of damage. Big bowling ball rolling after him. More Pyroblast flying in. This is going to be a bit of an alt time for Setback. He knows that the Mage is going to port back. Mage go for a bubble right here. Does go for the bubble. The Mage is going to be able to reposition entirely away from the guy. Into a Ring of Frost. That was incredible. Honestly, I felt like the Mage walked in and Reverence was able to really counter him pretty well. But the Mage still somehow, I don't even know how you were able to puncture through those defenses. I have no clue. Hopefully Tuna is counting his Licky Stripes. Maybe he slotted in that Spell Warden instead of the plain Blessing of Protection. Is going to be able to try to go for a big G-Pie while moving. Isn't able to do so. Is going to be a blind or trinket, no, blink out of that stun immediately. Got himself big combustion, maybe big damage on Tuna. Does Tuna have an answer here? Is that going to be potential for Barons? Knockback for a second. Does have all the time in order to maintain himself as best as possible. Does he have enough health in order to maintain himself though? Decent enough health. Tuna with a Hand of Freedom. Trying to see if he can catch up to Setback. Got himself a little bit of healing. Setback with an Invis, just trying to go for a bit of a resetty. As Tuna looking to go for a bit of a resetty as well behind the pillar. Setback immediately sitting down. Gonna be Ring of Frost. Does Tuna run into it? May just want to do it. Maybe not. He does have fire burning on him, so you could run in, thaw himself off immediately. He's gonna have to deal with a slow, but otherwise, he's not in a terrible spot. Does have a little bit of range damage towards Setback. He's gonna be able to wait out until Ring is gone. G-Pie is coming up, but it's not gonna be able to finish. Oh, it's such a long cast, but being able to move while casting G-Pie, it is hilarious. Into a full stun blink by Setback. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Could be in a bad spot. Does not have the cooldown reduction, or does not have a cheat death anymore. Does he have ice block? No! Tuna does end up taking him out. That is so close. Oh my goodness. And black, is this supposed to be a Black Milk? I'm gonna guess Black Milk is gonna be up next. Trying to see if we can maybe take down Tuna. Milk is gonna I guess it was running Blessing of Protection there, wasn't he? Milk was able to wait it out a little bit long enough. But he is playing into a full Fury Warrior. Now, Tuna has no ways to prevent the damage from this Furious Warrior. Big burst with the Avatar. Big roar from the Dragon's Rage. Got himself massively. Tuna actually cheatsy doodling a little bit with the gate. We don't really enjoy when people take the gate. In most cases, that's usually set up for the Warlocks and Warlocks alone, but Tuna is going to end up cheesing it out a little bit. Does give him a little survivability. Milk trying to see if he can maintain the pressure on Tuna. Does not want to let him escape. Is going to get yoinked in by Chill Pills immediately. Is that going to be a potentially one-shot by Chills? Try to see if he can go for a grippy hand. Fear by the Warrior is going to be able to slam him down. Full stun, obliterates back to back, stun to follow. Yet another obliterate before the execute could even go through, as Elite Shaman is going to be up next. Try to see if he can dot up Chill Pills with a light lasso immediately. IBF for the Chill Pills to break out of those bonds. Immediate wall for Elite Shaman as he's playing that Ascendance Elemental. Playing like a proper Ascendance, but are you enhancement? You are enhancement. I was thinking for a second, because enhancement ascendance makes sense. Elemental ascendance does not. Massive damage and Chill Pills them. It's going to have a little bit of the counter strike totem around the corner. So he wants to try to see if he can evade the shaman as well as the counter strike totem. It's going to be massive wind strikes back to back. It's going to be a dome. Maybe can prevent some of the match damage from Elite Shaman, but he's able to puncture through Chill Pills defenses quite a bit. 30% dampening is going to make it much, much harder for the Death to potentially make a return here. Unless he's got some cooldowns and maybe a blind as well as a stun. That's like the only way I think Chill Pills maybe comes back out of this one alive. Elite Shaman otherwise has a lot of damage. You can just pierce right through the armor. Physical damage as well as magical. So a good mix. Light Lasso Chill Pills is able to break out of it. Stun into Elite Shaman. Try to see if he can knock him back. Doesn't go far at all. Try to go for back-to-back obliterates. Shrink it out of Elite Shaman. Trying to go for recovery. Yet second stun. Oh, and Chill Pills does that and capitalizes with another head-splitting obliterate to follow. Sakua gonna be up next as a Pandera Monkus with Alexa with the Chill Pills. Got nothing left. It's gonna go for the blind last second. Trick out of Sakua. Try to see if he can maximize damage, but it's gonna be disarm on Chill Pills. Did still take back-to-back obliterates from the Death. And either way, the Chill Pills try to see if he can deny the victory for the Monkus. But he knows he's down defensives. He has him so Dark Pact, that's about it. Dark Pact will at least be able to give you a little bit of health, but it won't really let you heal for a good moment. So you gotta use it very, very carefully, because if you use Dark Pact, that means the enemy can put in pressure into you. Yes, you got a lot of health, but now you can't heal. You are limited in what you can do. You can cap out the Chill Pills for a second. Does have AMS coming back up. Maybe could use AMS for like Karma potentially, or the Zuen. Definitely needs to save it. Does have some cooldowns coming back up. Sakuna no longer has a trinket. That is an advantage for Chill Pills. Try to see if he can go for a Mortis Winter. Definitely needs to pre-Karma. There's double Zuen on Chill Pills. It's gonna do a lot of damage. Needs an AMS. Does get the AMS back to Blitz. Oh my god, the obliterates. Is he just gonna keep trucking him with a Blitz? Maybe until yet another stun. Chill Pills with the Dark Pact. Oh, he does come out on top on this one. Still last second, living through that Karma. He gave himself another elbow Dark Pact, trying to see if he can raise that Karma that's trying to whittle him down little by little. My goodness, that was, you had to go for it. It was one of those situations where you're probably dead, but you just gotta go for it. One or more Swincher into full Strangulate, got the back-to-back of Blitz, and trusted himself to hold on to Death Pact until last second just to give himself a little bit extra health. He knows it's gonna be end. He's probably gonna die. Just give himself a little bit extra health to work with, just to take him out. Well done, well done. Let's get ourselves another going here, boy.